Okay, so today we are diving into one of the most wild, audacious military operations I have ever read about. It's a story about a lightning-fast raid, unbelievable stealth, and a geopolitical mystery that is really going to have you questioning everything. So let's just jump right in. So let's just get straight to it. The core claim of the source we're looking at today is, well, it's jaw-dropping. It says that a sitting president, President Maduro of Venezuela, was captured by U.S. Special Forces in a raid that took less time than your average lunch break, just 60 minutes. And here's how they say it all went down. It reads just like a Hollywood script. Right at the top of the hour, Venezuelan air defenses just go dark. 15 minutes later, helicopters are already approaching the capital city. 30 minutes after that, special forces are on the ground, landing at the presidential palace. And by the 1 hour mark, mission accomplished. Target secured. And get this, 0 U.S. casualties. The speed they're describing here is it's almost unbelievable.
All right, so that brings us right into our first section, unpacking this shocking claim. Let's really dig into the details the article gives us, and this central idea that this incredible raid unfolded with apparently no resistance whatsoever.
And the article, wow, it lays out some really specific details. It claims the U.S. president himself made the announcement, that the operation took out advanced fighter jets and those sophisticated Russian S-300 missile systems. But honestly, the most stunning detail, the real kicker, is this. Maduro's elite bodyguards from the Wagner Group and his Russian military advisors, the very people hired to stop this exact thing from happening, were just gone, vanished.
And that, it just naturally brings us to our next big question, the real mystery here. We'll call it the silent defenses. How could a leader who was supposedly so well protected be taken down so easily?
I mean, this is the real head-scratcher, right? The story doesn't paint Venezuela as some defenseless country. It's supposed to have elite foreign guards and all this advanced military tech. So why was it all just silent? Why didn't any of it seem to matter?
I mean, just take a look at the kind of firepower the article says Venezuela has on hand. We're talking S-300s, top-tier fighter jets, other advanced missile systems. But the most important part might be this. 5,000 man-pads. These are shoulder-fire missiles, and they are literally perfect for taking down the exact kind of low-flying helicopters used in a raid like this. The point is, the tools to fight back were supposedly right there.
And yet, what does the article report? A big, fat zero. Not a single shot fired by the presidential protectors. Not one missile launched from those 5,000 man-pads. It's honestly the most unbelievable, baffling detail in the entire story.
And do you know what's interesting? The article itself kind of calls out how weird this all is. It actually quotes a supposed Venezuelan citizen online asking the exact same question we are. Hey, we've got thousands of these missiles, so why are U.S. helicopters just flying around freely? It adds this really fascinating layer of on-the-ground disbelief right into the story.
Okay, so how on earth does the story even try to explain this? Well, that takes us to Section 3. The article actually offers up 2 very different theories for what could have happened behind the scenes. Was it a betrayal or some kind of backroom deal? So the article basically floats 2 completely different ideas here. On one hand, you've got Theory 1, pure betrayal. Insiders, maybe in the military or the government, just sold Maduro out, giving his exact location to the U.S. The article even quotes someone saying the country was penetrated like a sieve. Then you've got Theory 2, a negotiated surrender. This suggests the capture was all just political theater, part of a prearranged deal for Maduro to step down, and in return, he and his family get a guarantee of safety. 2 totally different paths, but they both lead to the same place, a total collapse from the inside. All right, so we've talked about the how, but what about the why? Why would an operation like this even be launched in the first place? That brings us to Section 4, where the source dives into the possible motives. Well, according to the article, the motives are pretty classic, really. First up, regime change, to get a more U.S.-friendly government in place. Second, and no surprise here, access to oil. Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves in the entire world, and this would crack the door wide open for U.S. companies. And third, pure political capital. I mean, imagine the massive foreign policy win this would be for the administration in charge. And now, we are at the final section, and you are going to want to pay very close attention to this one, because this is the detail that changes absolutely everything we've just talked about. Just take a look at that date. Read it closely. January 3rd, 2026. Yeah, the whole thing, this entire story, written with all the confidence of a real-time news report, is dated in the future. The incredible event we've just spent all this time analyzing,
it hasn't actually happened. So what in the world have we been looking at? Well, it's something called a speculative narrative. It's a pretty powerful writing technique, actually. It takes all the current tensions, all the fears and possibilities of today, and plays them out in a what-if scenario. It presents a possible future as if it's already a done deal, like it's history. So this isn't a news report. It's a piece of political fiction, but it's designed to feel intensely real.
And all of this leaves us with one last big question to chew on. When a story about the future can be written with so much convincing detail that it feels like something you'd read in a history book, what does that tell us about our current moment? What does a narrative like this reveal about how speculation, analysis, and maybe even propaganda are all getting blurred together in the information wars of today? It's definitely something to think about.